Hi, and welcome to the Dungeoneering Final Project demo. Our team consists of Charlie, Josh, Antonio, and Amanda. So first, I'm going to do a quick overview. Our game is a multi-stage 3D dungeon made using Unity. The player finds themselves in a dungeon. They don't know where they are or how they got there. So they have to investigate the mystery, solve various challenges to escape, and the dungeon consists of three distinct challenges for the player to complete. First is the Trial of Illusion, second, the Trial of Agility, and third, the Trial of Wit.
The first stage of the game is the Trial of Illusion. This consists of a decrepit maze where the player must locate the four gold-colored keys. Each key is located in a distinct corner of the map with a unique path to get there. Scattered along the maze are also various lost pages from a journal. As the player collects these, they will learn new information about their mysterious circumstances within the maze. Each page was individually modeled in Unity. Once all four keys have been collected, a center light beacon appears in the center of the maze to bring the player to the second trial, the Trial of Agility. Looking at some of the more technical details that's not really apparent at a quick glance, we added a skybox for a more visceral feeling in the maze. There are also sound effects associated with various aspects of the game, like each step the player takes and collecting the keys.
As the player enters the light beacon, they are teleported to the second stage of the game. This stage is an ice-themed obstacle course for the player to traverse. They must dodge the spinning obstacles as they walk across the narrow platforms. If they fall off, they will be respawned at the beginning of the trial and must traverse it once again. This section of the game involved many key aspects of Unity, including physics scripts to control the obstacle spinning and player respawn, texture mapping to create the icy theme, and other aspects like lighting. Once the player finally reaches the ending portal, they're brought to the final trial, the Trial of Wit. Here you can see a general overview of the entire obstacle course.
Welcome to the final trial, the Trial of Wit. This trial is a take on the classic game Simon Says, and to win this trial in the overall game, players must reach a score of 10. Once winning the game, players are given the option to quit or continue playing endlessly for a crazy high score. At a glance, the Trial of Wit seems rather simple. However, behind the scenes, we add a skybox behind the game, color-specific sounds, and functionality for trying again, continuing, and gracefully quitting when you're not up to the challenge.
Overall, the project has become very similar to the team's initial vision of creating a Zelda-style dungeon. Although this part of the idea is most apparent in the beginning maze, where the player must traverse the random corridors and find keys to progress to the next stage. On this page, you can see a lot of the different ideas and concepts that we drew up for the different aspects to incorporate into the maze, including that key pickup to progress through doors and parts of the obstacle course seen in the narrow platform in that middle picture. As we continue to develop the project and had new ideas, we became interested in the other various fields of Unity development, like object collision and script writing, which inspired the later parts of the game, such as the obstacle course and the Simon Says edition.
When it came to this project, scripting was one of the larger hurdles that we encountered. Coding is challenging enough, but being able to make something and getting it to look a certain way or act a certain way was surprisingly one of the hardest parts. More specifically, coding the scene transitions and other background counters and effects were a lot harder than coding what we could see on the screen, as it wasn't as immediately clear if you did it correctly. But, as with all programming, it just took some time and some debugging, and we overcame these issues.
With more time, we would plan to iron out the project further. There are instances of mesh overlapping and model mishaps, along with Z-buffer interference, which could be further worked on to increase user immersion. We also would have polished the game more for technical issues like making walking smoother or adding more elaborate transitions between scenes. In all, we had a good bone structure and added some meat, but the polish wasn't as big a priority as creating a workable and entertaining experience for the user. An additional thing we talked about implementing was combat. In the end, we decided against it, but given more time, we might have added it.